Hey everybody, it is Corey and we are back in my basement. Sorry it's been a while since I've put a video out. I don't know, it's been a couple months at least. But I have been busy with a new printer. And with the new printer, we are going to be doing a review of it. And yes, this is the new printer. It's the TEVO Nereus. I can't say it ever, and it says right there. And you know what? I'll put it in right here. Maybe. We'll see. Alright, and so here, we'll get going on the review and just... Alright, so like I said, we're going to be doing a review on my new printer that I just got. So let's kind of go over it a little bit. It's a TEVO machine. It is I don't want to say it's a cheaper end of a printer, but it's a brand that's been coming out pretty good. I have an older style right here that you can see. This is the Tarantula. That was easy to say. That one is on their cheaper end of the spectrum. This is an older style. They do have a newer one now that's supposedly not a lot nicer. I don't know. I probably won't get it because I just bought this one. Yes, I paid for this one. No one sponsored anything besides me. I sponsor it. And the wife. So, alright, here we go. Let's go with this. So the build volume of this is 320 by 320 by 400. It's a nice printer over a 200 by 200 by 200 printer that I have. So that means I can print things bigger. Was hoping, well, and nicer hopefully. I mean, this whole extruder setup is just like the CR10s. So I mean, a lot of this is a CR10 clone, I would say, to an extent, but with TEVO stuff. I'm not going to get into all the nitty-gritty of like the electronics and this and that, but I do want to bring up some downfalls that this TEVO has. And one of them is, well, two, maybe three, I can't remember now. I'm doing this off the fly. But so the one big issue with this TEVO is, here, let me spin it around for you, is this rod right here. This rod. The original one that I got was bent. Bent bad. Where you can see it in some small prints that I made like this. You can see that really bad. Every Z bend or wobble or whatever you want to call it, you could see it visibly horribly bad. And I tried to think of other things what it was, and then I took off the rod, and well, come to find out it was the rod. It was really warped. And then also the coupling, as you can tell, this is blue. The coupling was not as bad, but it was definitely used almost. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't great. So I had to replace that. And you know what? That helped out tremendously. Until I came up with problem number 2. Here, I'll turn this again. So as you notice, this TEVO, and for some of you that have this already, know that there's supposed to be a front cover here. Yes, I have it over there in another part of the room. The reason why I have this off is because I personally had this problem with the stock stepper, no, not stepper motors, those are the drivers, the stepper drivers I had. I don't plan on changing it out right now. I'm having good results with it because of what I had to do. So these stepper drivers were actually overheating on me and I was getting layer shifts. I don't have anything in my hand right now, but I had massive layer shifts on prints when I wanted to print something really big, really tough. Max this out. I wanted to print something, and it wouldn't work because it was so hot. So what I actually did was I took this cover off, and then I jerry-rigged this little fan. It's an old computer fan to a USB. Yes, there's a random cord dangling. I don't know what it was for, but I got power to it. And so I have this plugged into a USB port. And I have it sitting right here usually. Just keeping a nice little breeze over top of it. To be honest, it's helped out a lot. Because I printed one of these and I had a layer shift. Yes, it's a pop can holder. I'll show you. Pop. There. I can hold 4 of them. But yes, I had a massive shift in the first one that I did. And I said, alright, that's when I realized this was getting too hot. And I put the fan on it, and this came out great, actually. I had no issues until about there where I kind of screwed up. But outside of that, I fixed it. It's working perfect, and actually looks pretty cool. But yes, no layer shifts, no nothing. Nice, smooth, except for right there. I don't know why, but it's really smooth. Really, it's clean. It's perfect, I gotta say. Yeah. So that is my other problem, was it was getting too hot. But okay, done with the problem. Yeah, done with the problems right now. Onto a lot of the positive things with this printer that some printers don't have, at least in this price range. But there is some that do have some of the capabilities of this that are higher price range. One of them is kind of standard in most printers, is this filament runout sensor. Let me spin you around again. Let me move you. It's perfect. Yeah. Right here is the filament sensor runout, or runout filament sensor, whatever you want to call it. It's encased in this, and yes, this box has been 3D printed by TEVO. From what it looks like, I have not opened it up yet, and I don't plan on opening it up yet, unless I have an issue. But I'm assuming it's just a regular micro switch or a switch of some sort to say, hey, it's out. And that has saved me a lot of times. Here's one example right here. I was trying to finish up some of my filament, and well, I ran out, didn't realize it, and I came back down and like, oh hey, I ran out. So I changed it out to yellow. And yes, it happened to this one too. That's on the printer now. I just left it on here because I don't feel like taking it off yet. So I was using up the rest of the yellow that I had left. Ran out. So I used my gray. You know what? I would like to try to paint this. I don't know when yet, but I'm going to try to paint it. So the filament runout sensor is a great thing to have. I never had it on my other printer, so I always was careful on things and like, oh, I don't have enough material for it, so I'm not going to use this one. So outside of that, there's another cool feature that this printer has, is power outage. Basically, if you lose your power, you can restart the print. Actually, that came in handy just yesterday. with this, actually. The power went out and came back on, so I came back down and resumed it. It printed for a little bit longer, and all of a sudden went out again. Did the same thing. Man, that is awesome. Another lifesaver of having that capability. Not all printers have it, like that one too. So yeah, those are some of the great features that this printer has, and unfortunately some of the negative features that it has. So, you want to see some prints now? Here, I'll show you. Alright, so I am closer and I have stuff in my hand. This is one of the bigger prints that I started with no infill, nothing in here. It's just a couple layers and that's it. This came out actually really good. I mean, overhangs perfect. I had some small issues with the other issues with the printer, but it got solved, and it's not that big of a deal. I don't want to even bring it up, but I mean, it looks great. So that's one. Oh, and just so you know, this is original size. I can't remember if I printed this on that one or not, but this one is in build. So, actually, another good positive thing about this printer is the tolerances on it are pretty good. When I say pretty good, is this little jack thing, this printed in one piece. It kind of works. I could never get this to print before on my other printer. So little jack goes up and down. It's just a cool little piece. I always wanted to have it printed when I saw it, and it prints really good. What's a couple other things? Yeah, just a little Ghostbuster guy. He did good. If you can see him at all. Yeah, little Ghostbuster. Turned out pretty good. No issues with it. I was still dialing in some settings, and so still some stringing, but not bad. I have to say, one of my most recent ones that my kids love were these swords, all printed in one piece, with the clearance. Most of them worked, and when I say most of it, is there is one more ring that needs to come out. I've tried a lot of things and I can't get it out. So this little outer ring right there won't come out when I do that. It's still in there. I don't know if I can get you to see. Yeah, there it is. So it's still in there and it won't come out. That was both of these. So yeah, these, it just sounds cool. I will definitely link this in the description. Most likely I will find these other items and put them in the description too. But if you have a printer that you can have good clearances with, I would recommend this for kids. The guy has other items too. I can't remember who it is right now. I don't have it on my computer to look at it. But the guy who designed this, he has 5 other ones, and you have to take a look. They're really cool. So, print it, especially with kids. Alright, so this is bringing me to the end of this video. So, my conclusion to this printer is it a good printer? Yeah, it's a good printer. I did have to cough up a few extra dollars for the issues that TEVO has. I do wish that they can get that fixed. It is common in their brand. And like I said, it's just the Z-Rod, the main issue that you hear everywhere, all over Facebook and this and that. But outside of that, it's a good printer. It's a great printer compared to the other one that I had, still use it. This one, it's almost my go-to one still, because actually my clearances are way better right now than this one. I did a lot of upgrades to it. If you want to know more about this printer, that my Tarantula, because I haven't put anything up on it with it yet. If you want to know more, please leave the comment down below. And you know what? I'll give you the walkthrough of this printer. I know I did the enclosure for this printer, but you know what? I can make one for the printer itself. All the little upgrades I've done and stuff. So, just let me know if you want to see that in the next video, or a video. But with this printer, right now, I don't plan on doing upgrades yet. There is a couple of items that are on my brain to maybe look at doing. I've looked at them recently, and I don't plan on doing it yet. I'm having good results. I could have better, but for the price I paid and whatnot, stock, bare bones, is actually pretty good compared to some other ones, bare bones. But this video, do a thumbs up. If you don't, yeah, you can do that one, please. Try not to. I would like all thumbs up. But if anything, please, well, subscribe and check out my other videos. Alright, have a good one, everyone.